welcome to Lynn TV. I'm Lucy Robson with today's main news from PAPHOS. Justice Minister Loukas Loukas and the Chief of Cyprus Police Michalis Papageorgiou visited PAPHOS today to assess the requirements of the local police force. Loukas pledged to reinforce PAPHOS operations, in particular stations in village areas, but was not specific as to the measures the government would take. PAPHOS dams are filled to an average of 53% capacity, the Water Development Department announced this week, with a further reservoir, Mavrokolimbos, overflowing yesterday. Meanwhile, the farming sector has recommended that 2 small dams be built at the Esousa and the Diarissos rivers in order to collect water for agricultural needs. Cathicus residents have voiced their objections to the Akamas 2000 conservation plan once again and are commissioning a report on their concerns. Residents say that too much of their private property is included in the current plan, a view that will be examined by 5 environmental scientists for a report to be presented to the government. This week, the Tenders Authority announced a freeze on negotiations with the second bidder for the PAPHOS to Polis Road project, the Nemesis Strabag Consortium. The move, which local tourism and commerce chiefs were worried about, follows the state's closure of discussions with the first bidder, Gineras, over financing. Tomorrow, SECO, the Coordinating Committee of Political Parties and Organizations, will brief members about the developments and discuss its response. Drivers are being warned about works on the PAPHOS to Limassol highway, which will start next week. From the roundabout, for 4 kilometers, 1 lane of the highway will be out of commission as the Electricity Authority lays underground cables. The works start next Monday and will continue for 15 days. And the week's main national news, the Secretary-General of the United Nations, Mr. Ban Ki-moon, praised the efforts of leaders on both sides of the Green Line to reach a resolution to the Cyprus issue. The diplomat was in Cyprus for 2 days in his first visit to the island in order to bolster peace talks which started in September 2008 and intensified last month. And midweek, a 6-member delegation of volunteers docked at Cyprus departed for the earthquake-ravaged areas of Haiti with supplies of medical care and pharmaceutical assistance to victims of the recent earthquake. Finally, Carnival kicked off in PAPHOS yesterday as the king, modelled on Harlequin, entered the town centre. Celebrations continue tomorrow with a treasure hunt for primary-age children at 9:30 at the school opposite the PAPHOS Town Hall Park. A similar event for older children will take place on Sunday at 10:30 opposite PAPHOS Town Hall. Well, that's all for this week's News Roundup. Have a pleasant weekend, and we hope you'll join us again on Monday for a fresh roundup of print version news.